friends, today we will be working on our brick wall. Our DIY project will consist of a bed sheet, some paint, a sponge, scissors, and a drop sheet. I will show you everything that you will need. You're going to need a bed sheet, a curtain, or a huge piece of fabric, whichever you have. I got this bed sheet at our local thrift shop for $2. It doesn't cost much to make this project, just a bit of time. You will need red paint and a sponge. I got these sponges at Dollar Tree, but most places carry sponges. If they don't have the size that you want, you can cut a sponge down fairly easily. I found the hard part was finding a sponge that actually has little holes in it, which sounds strange because most sponges you would think have that, but a lot of places had solid sponges now without the little holes in it. But I like the look the holes give when you put it on the wall. And then any red paint will work. Fabric paint will work better, but anything that you have at home. And this is what it'll look like when you're done. You can see there I have that slit cut into it because I used it in my other video to actually go through platform 9 3/4. Once you're all ready to go, you're going to make sure that there is a drop sheet behind the sheet that you will be painting because it will leach right through and stain and go onto the floor or whatever you have underneath the sheet that you're working on. You're going to need your paint in a nice container that will fit your sponge easily, and obviously your sponge. You're going to want to smooth the fabric out so that it's not too wrinkly. You're going to take your sponge, dip it in the paint, and then press it down on the fabric. And as you can see from there, I just left a little gap in between, about the width of a finger or a little bit more. It doesn't have to be accurate. You just want it to go so that the line is straight, and a little tiny bit of like waves up and down makes it look more realistic. Once you have all of that ready to go, you can start. Depending on what paint you're using, you might want to wear gloves. I'm not going to because this stuff washes off pretty easy. You're going to take the sponge. You're going to dip it in the paint. You're going to press it on the other side of your container. Get all the runny bits out. Then you're going to come over here and you're going to press it nice and firmly on to your wall. You might be able to get a couple things out of each coat of paint, but just remember that the next ones after are going to be a little bit lighter than the one you started with. You're going to repeat that. Keep going all the way across the top of your sheet. And if one doesn't take as well as you'd hoped, you can put the sponge back over top and then you can re-dab it. There I've done my first row. I'm going to bring the camera over here so you can see, and I'm going to show you the next step because you can't have the brick going all one way. There you can see how we've got the first row done, but if you look at my finished product here, you can see that I don't have the bricks lining up. I'm going to show you how I did that. Here's a close-up. You're going to take your sponge, you're going to dip it in the paint, you're going to brush off the excess. Now, because we are going to start the second row, you don't want the second row to line up. So you're going to center it underneath that gap there, and you're going to press down on it, and you're going to go up. And you're going to keep doing that across. A little bit more paint. Down. Okay, when you get to the end, see how there's this gap here? You're going to put your sponge just over the edge of the sheet, and you're going to press down just on the side where you want the paint to come off, and then it gives you a half brick. We're going to go back over here and do the same thing where we started. Press down on half, and there's your half brick. Then it gives the look that the bricks keep going on either side, and now your gaps in between don't line up. You want them to look like an actual bricklayer laid them, because if they had done the gap straight up, the wall would fall over. You have to interlock your bricks. So by doing that and centering the second brick underneath the gap, it gives the illusion of a real brick. I'm going to finish this off and then we'll show you the finished product. I would give it a full day to dry. Unless you live somewhere really warm, it's just going to take a while for the fabric to set. Finish the brick wall for the bookcase there. I just pinned it up there slightly. You'll see the finished product once I've painted the bookcase. That's my next project. I want it black to match the other shelves I have. I wrapped the telepost in the leftover brick from the bookcase, and I got another sheet and I just lightly did the brick on the roof there. You can see. I also took my lights and screwed them back in place. I think it just finishes this room off a lot better. It was pretty hideous looking when I started. It's not done yet, but it's definitely coming together with what I had hoped, so I'll be able to film my videos here.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.